it's Janie. So I wanted to film this time lapse just because every time I switch up my hair or my look or anything, I always like to do a new self-portrait to kind of, I don't know, just like remember that I, kind of leveled up a little bit. So on this one, I wanted to try using this new gold leaf that I got, just because I knew that this piece was going to stay mine and I didn't want it to be someone else's problem if the gold leafing goes bad. So I'm wetting some of my FeiDiao watercolors and Rowney and Heloi watercolors that I've pre-mixed, which you can see in my last video. I went ahead and pre-mixed some of the shades that I use most often, mostly to counteract my tendency to go too light with skin tones. I typically go way too light on my first pass of skin tones, and by the time I start adding the black and the eyelashes and the hair and stuff, the skin tone looks completely washed out and all the blushing is way too light, and there's no way to fix it without running and mixing with that black watercolor or the darker colors that I do for hair and eyelashes and stuff. So after the skin tone and the blushing's done, I'm going in with a sort of a dark cranberry burgundy red that matches my lipstick that I wear. I can't remember the name of the shade, but it was a sort of a generic off-brand version of Jeffree Star Cosmetics Designer Blood. It's very similar to that is the one that I use. And normally to get a really smooth edge along the bottom lip, I would probably turn the painting upside down so that way the curve of my hand would be able to get a very smooth line along it, but I didn't want to mess up the video recording or jump around too much, so I went ahead and did what I could, and then any mistakes that I made along the bottom lip, I used my Signo White Gel Pen to sort of dot it over any red that got out of where I wanted it, just to cover it up. For the eyes, I did my typical ochre eyeshadow that I usually wear, and my eye color, which is a olive green with a little bit of navy around the outer edge. I have heterochromia, so there are some orange freckles on one of my eyes, but I didn't want to risk the orange and the green and blue getting a little too muddy or sort of running together with such like the small eyes that I did, so I went ahead and left that out, but it still looks okay to me, so that's what I'm going to tell myself if I wish I would have done the orange. Now taking my Micron pen, I think I used 005 for the size. It was the smallest one I had, and I'm glad that I chose it. On top of watercolor, I use Canson mixed media paper. So on top of the watercolor, the lining pens that I used can kind of bleed a little bit, or they don't exactly stay as thin as they do on just a plain drawing paper. On the watercolor, it sort of disperses it, so the lines can be a little thicker than the pen normally would be. And with my white Signo gel pen, I'm going back to add some highlights in between the bottom eyelashes and on the tops of the cheeks and nose. Now, as quick and easy as this gold leafing time-lapse right here looks, it was a pain to do. It was tedious as hell. It made such a mess all over my glass desk. The gold leaf was sticking to my desk. It's still there. I got most of it up by using some duct tape, but I think it was worth it. And getting to play with a little pile of gold leaf flakes afterward, definitely worth it. Even the mess gold leaf makes is really pretty, so I think it was okay. For the hair, I wanted to use a the mattest I could possibly get black, just to contrast the extremely foiled gold leaf background. So I used some chalkboard paint to get the mattest black hair I could. And that's it. I'm really excited and impressed with how it came out. I hope it's okay, and I hope you like this video. If there's any comments or critiques or ways to improve my videos, please let me know down below. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.